Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be showing you how to defend the Fang Mount style of settlement, and this is a settlement layout that you'll find throughout the Southlands, throughout Lustra, and anywhere else that Lizardmen have their cities. So first things first, I tend to try and split my forces, sort of 75% defending the key building, which is one of the spaces that you need to defend to stop the enemy getting victory tickets, and then 25% defending the actual victory location, the ultimate point where they get victory tickets from. So first things first, it's important that you do this before the battle. You want to barricade the two sides so that when you do end up kind of losing the capture point up there, the enemy troops will funnel down only via one direction. So that's first things first. In terms of manning the walls, I quite often don't tend to, but if you want to, either use sort of expendable units, stalking units, and or fast units, and you'll need to make a call on when to pull those back. Now, if the enemy has flyers, I would say don't bother manning the walls unless you have, say, a damaged unit that you just don't care if it dies. Don't man the walls on a side when where they've got flyers. Like, only man them on a side of the settlement where the enemy sort of, for example, doesn't have flyers. And then when they're getting close, if you can bring your troops back, bring them back. Need to be aware that they might have fast units already trying to break through the gate, so don't feel shy to pull them off the walls, you know, like after they've only done sort of 3 or 4 volleys. Every little helps. And I would only say that sort of if you don't have kind of, like I said, like fast units or stalking units, and your settlement is only tier 1 or 2, I really wouldn't bother like manning the walls. It's honestly, it's fine. For the damage that those towers are going to do, I mean, I know I say every little helps, but still, it's going to be more valuable to have those troops actually holding the mid. So you'll see here, the overall strategy is to keep the enemy from taking the point here until they have taken so much damage that they will not win on victory tickets, as they then move their forces back to your small force at the back here. So they will lose, they will take army losses. So once you build the 2 barricades, and it is critical you build those before the battle, because then the AI seems to just see them as kind of impassable terrain. Your next priority is going to be putting a 2k tower here. So that's usually sort of a magic explosive tower here. And then after that, you can do the 2 at the back. Same again, 2k. If you need to make a judgment call, if you have time, if you manage to hold that point there, and you have the resources to build one of these already, then if they then break through and you know, right, this tower isn't even going to be built, you might just want to put a 1400 or a 900 here, but hopefully you'll be able to get a 2k tower in both these spots as well. And then so that's it basically. So we're using our better troops to try and hold them from getting in the green square for as long as possible. For a Lizardmen defense like this, be very careful with your ammunition. Don't use fire at will. These javelins, for example, are very good against monsters and things, so just priority target them. And you've got to be a little bit hands-on as well. So if you see here, we've got spears in 3 of these points, and we've got a Regulosaurus here. Now, if I see cavalry coming up this way, and I have enough warning, I know they're going to make it in time, then literally just switch your troops around, have them walk across. The enemy will sometimes send kind of fast units or characters around here, so do be conscious that these troops may have to do some fighting, but otherwise they are simply here to plug gaps. And don't leave it until one of your frontliners is literally routing. Like, as soon as you see them get down to sort of about 40% HP, have a look at the health of your other units, and then get ready to go and send a force in, send a unit in to essentially plug that gap. So like I say, what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to show you a narrated section of my defense of this settlement type. This is from my recent Vampire Count campaign. I've very comfortably defended against 2 full stacks of vampires and 2 full stacks of greenskins, as well as a couple of other races on this settlement design using this strategy. And these are kind of, mid to late game armies, so it really is just about prioritizing down things like monsters and also microing your tower. So if you see that the tower has got, say, a monster to like 7% HP and it's starting to waver or something, then you need to switch the tower target, and you need to be a bit patient with them as well, because they sometimes will just do their own thing. If they can't, although you might think they can see your target, If it doesn't have a clear line of sight, then the tower will just ignore the order and just then shoot at whatever it considers to be, you know, it will just follow its, you know, its priority rules from then, like shooting at the closest thing or whatever. So yeah, try and sort of snipe out any generals and things, and depending on the race that you are playing, your tier 4 towers may be better or worse. Like for Lizardmen, for Skaven, for Nurgle, they're fantastic. But if you consider for Nurgle that a 900 tower, you can get a 900 tower in each of these 3 locations much quicker than you can get 3 2k towers, and the 900 seem absolutely fantastic in themselves. Same for Slanesh, actually. So yeah, just you might have to do a bit of experimentation on your own. But as I say, I'm creating this video from a point that I am, you know, pretty competent at defending settlements. Come by and watch my streams if you want some time just to see how I get on sort of on the live. Yeah, so check out a bit of a narrated replay from one of these battles I've done recently. It was Krokgar versus Manfred. Guys, yeah, please do drop the video a like, a subscribe, and I will hopefully see you next time. So yeah, take care. Here we go, guys. Okay, I've sped this one up. So this was what we were just talking about. Now, in this battle itself, Teclis has built an outpost in my settlement, and I get 2 Loffen Sea Guard and 1 Bolt Thrower. So I opt to have the Loffen Sea Guard up front, as when they've used their ammunition, they can then just go and help bolster. And remember, we're just trying to stop them taking the point for as long as possible. I should also mention as well that, like, we are literally here just using the garrison. Like, I don't have an army of my own in here or anything. So if you've got an army in here, this will be infinitely easier. But I wanted to give an example where we did just have a pretty basic garrison to do this with. You can see that Manfred von Karstein is, he's jumped in, and we're priority using the javelins and the Loffen Sea Guard just to shoot him down quickly while we build our first tower. I've also managed to get the Bolt Thrower from the High Elves at the very back, and that in single fire mode is doing some good work against Manfred. It already killed the other Terrorgeist that came in with him. So that was a nice little treat. That was the first time that I'd actually had the luxury of having that in here. But you see, they're bringing in another monster now. So whether they'll change like how the AI approaches these types of battles in the future, but you know, when they kind of throw a monster at you and then another monster, and you have time to deal with them and you get to shoot your towers at them, you know, I mean, that's obviously like fantastic. When you've just got like dribs and drabs coming towards you, then it's it's pretty good. Right, the cavalry force has, you will find this. So the cavalry has reached our lines now, and as they push against you, they are going to edge into your, they are going to edge inside your capture point, which is why it's so important that you do try and have, as much mass as you can up front. Like I say, about 75%, but if you're comfortable, you might want a bit more. I think in this fight, apart from the Bolt Thrower, I had, 2 Skink Javelins and 1 Skink Cohort at the back, so that I could keep all of the Saurus up front. Yeah, so they've brought Vargeist in now, so you'll see this is coming into... We're probably about halfway through this fight now, and we are looking the worst for wear. Some of our Saurus are already routed. What I would say is, if anything routs and then rallies, just send those troops to the back. Send those troops to the back. Just work on the assumption that, yes, I mean, you can see now, yeah, we are... That was a very bad wind of death. But yeah, you can see now that we are losing the point, or we have lost the point. So I left the Loffen Sea Guard. Excuse me, sorry guys. I left the Loffen Sea Guard up front. But yeah, we've got our first tower at the back done. We're about to get our second one at the back. We have a general on a corpse cart coming in from the second army, I think, and you just see how quickly, particularly Lizardmen tier 4 towers are wonderful. Like, they are really, really good. See how quickly he goes down. And yeah, we got the second one at the back coming up here, and because of what we've done with the barricades, and this is something you should be doing in all of your battles, basically pick a point and try and defend it. They can't surround me, so even the Skink Cohort here are just more than adequate to be holding against what we got. We've got dogs like skeleton warriors, skeleton spears, zombies, as well as I think there might have been some crypt horrors that have yet to come in, I'm not sure. But anyway, I wanted to use up the javelin ammo, and then when the javelin ammo was used up, I moved those skinks forwards so that they could just plug the line. And you'll see just now we are about to get the victory. So yeah, I went into quite a lot of detail on this one, guys. I don't know if we'll have quite as long videos for the other maps that we're going to cover, but I just wanted to really cover some fundamentals in in this first part of the series. And there we go, army losses. Fantastic. So again, guys, yeah, thank you for stopping by. I hope that this helps. Let me know if you have any particular maps that you're struggling with, and I will see you next time. Drop me a like, drop me a sub, and take care. Catch you soon.